This place is a mess.
I've been lost. I've been lost.
Well, hello. Nice to see you there. I'm ridiculous. Anyways, welcome back to Zachary Ryan Art YouTube channel. I've got like a bajillion followers now. A bajillion's a made-up number in English for some really big number. I'm just kidding. I don't. But I hope to eventually to have that imaginary number of people follow me. That's really big. So this is YouTube video number 2 or 2 or 2. Again, depending on where you're from, you understand what I'm saying. Second video. This video, I wanted to specifically cover some things about motivation, inspiration, what keeps me going, how to keep going, goals and plans and things like that. This came up in my mind as I was listening to a couple podcasts about whether or not people can be too old or past a certain point in order to do something amazing. You know, whether they want to suddenly start playing guitar at 40, can they actually still become a good guitarist? Or for example, me, I started doing a lot of the stuff that I do now, late 20s and now early 30s, and is that too late for me? And so as I was listening to that podcast, it really motivated me to want to motivate others as well and let you guys know like what it is that keeps me going, what inspires me, what keeps me motivated. And so that's what this one is about. It also came up when I was doing the watercolor of the little fox, doing a like Instagram live video, and one of my students, she specifically said, as I was talking, I was like, you know, sometimes I just add color here or do this or do that, and I don't really know what's gonna happen. Whatever, we'll just give it a shot. And she was like, I could never do that. How do you do that? I sit there and plan and plan and plan, and then I'm afraid to do it because I'm afraid I'm gonna mess up. And I realize that's a common problem in people who want to create or would like to try something new or do something, and they're afraid. And they let their fears and failures stop them from actually doing amazing things. And so I wanted to specifically create this video for that. So the first question is, why do I do what I do? Why do I like to create? Why is my tagline to inspire creativity? Sweet video effects right there at the bottom. Inspire creativity. Zachary Ryan Art. I don't have any cool video effects, so that's gonna have to do for now. So, why do I do it? Well, first of all, creating brings me joy. I feel like because God created, God creates. When I create, He's given me the gift to be able to do that. It draws me closer to Him, but it just brings me joy. It really does. I like to try new things. I like to attempt stuff. I like to actually come up with things. And again, it brings me joy. So that's one of the reasons. Another thing is it opens my mind to new possibilities and different ideas. So for example, if we just look at me with calligraphy, I started doing calligraphy, then I wanted to make a leather pad for doing calligraphy on because somebody said it was what you should do or it was a good idea. And then I got leather, and then I started making leather journals, and now I'm making a leather bag even, and possibly some more leather products. That's a goal in the future. So it opens up your mind to different things. And another one is it helps me to see things in a different way. This is kind of hard to explain. As I create and try new things, it really gives me a different mindset as I go through life, whether it's patience, whether it's looking at things from a different angle. Sometimes you have to do that in painting. Sometimes you have to do it in your everyday life to look at something differently. And when you're creating, sometimes it helps if you take a step back and look at it and go, oh, I see what needs to change here. That happens in life with just your relationships and family and friends and every day. Take a step back, look at something and go, oh, okay, I need to see this from a different point of view. And actually that happens as I create, I get those things. And so now the last thing for that, well, probably not the last, but one of the other reasons is I hope that it inspires people like you, people who are watching this video now. I want you to be inspired by the things that I do. That's why I do what I do. So now, how do I stay motivated? For any of you out there who do artistic things or basically anything, okay? Any of you out there who do anything at all, you have those times where you have creative blocks. Things that just stop you, these walls that you hit that you have no idea why they show up or where they came from. but they can very easily ruin your day. And I've had that. If you know me personally, you know, I don't always share it, but some people know that there are times where I've just wanted to create, I've wanted to do something, I've wanted to draw, I sit there and I just can't, and I don't know what to do. I had one recently like that, and I didn't know what to do, and so what I did is I just took other people's art that I saw, and I just was randomly sketching, like half looking at it, half not, just because I needed to do something, and that actually helped to overcome that. And so it's hard to stay motivated. So what motivates me? Well, first of all, people motivate me. Seriously, people. Like, people in your life all the time. They're everywhere, just doing all kinds of things. Sometimes they demotivate you or unmotivate you. Sometimes they're not nice and they don't help you. But there's a lot of people who do. Look for those people. Look for people who are going to encourage you. People in your life that are willing to really push you. They may not do what you do or understand what you do or even why you do it, but they will encourage you and be like, wow, that's really awesome that you're doing that. Like, keep going. I really hope. Like my friend Samo, who just released this rap record. Check him out. The link is in my bio, but maybe not for long after I post this video. Check him out, Leumas. I encouraged him to do rapping because I think he has a talent for it. Do I know how to rap? No. Do I do it sometimes just for fun and it sounds awful? Yeah. My students probably get tired of it or they laugh at me because it's stupid. But whatever. They don't know anything. They're just kids. So, find people who encourage you. Then also find those people who are going to inspire you, okay? People who are good at the things that you want to do and are willing to help you become better, okay? Who want to share what it is that they do, how they do it, and, you know, find those people. Now, you will find those people out there who maybe they inspire you by what they do, but they don't really want to help you. I had a guy like this when I first started making calligraphy pens. He's a master calligrapher. I'm not going to give his name. Anyway, the thing that really bothered me was I saw these other calligraphers willing to share their stuff for a decent price or for free. And this guy, anytime I asked him questions, he just kind of pushed me off or was like, well, I don't really want to share that much and so on. And I saw how expensive his stuff was for really not worth what he's charging for it. But he's a master calligrapher, so he throws this out there. And he is very talented. But what bothered me is that as I tried to learn from him, I realized he doesn't really want to inspire others. What he wants to do is make money. And that really bothered me and it pushed me away. I even stopped following it. I'm like, no, this guy is not what I want. So look for people who inspire you and encourage you and those who want to actually help you get better. So that's one of the things that I do. Now, what specifically inspires me? A lot of things inspire me because there's a whole world around us. So let's just say, just from an everyday standpoint, like, there's a world out there of stuff going on. Let that inspire you. Let that soak in your mind. Whether you're outside and you see nature, like I can see the hills and I love it. That inspires me. When I'm sitting on a train and I see people and what they're doing and their reactions, even on the other day, even the other day I was on the bus and I was just looking out the window and I saw this girl with like so much attitude and this curly hair and she was even smoking and I was like, that inspires me to create that kind of character in one of my drawings. Maybe one day I will. But just stuff like that. Be inspired by everyday life. Guys, people created so much art based off of their feelings and motivations and the things that were around them. People in lots of hurt and pain created amazing poems and songs and art, and there were also people who had so much joy who did the same thing. Look around you. Like, school. Let school motivate you. Let your relationships there motivate you. I even had a student the other day who was sharing about her hero, and her hero was her brother. Speaking of heroes, Cap. Okay, but her hero was her brother, and the way she spoke about him and how and why he was her hero, like, motivated me to want to be a better guy, like, to be a better person. Like, that motivated me. That inspired me. One of my students sharing about how her brother was her hero. Let those things. You can sit there and soak things in, or you can just choose to think that nothing's really happening around you. Soak those things in. Those little things. Those moments in time. Now, another thing, movies. Movies inspire me. Other art inspires me. Traveling inspires me. One of my favorite movies is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. And there's a part in that movie that really inspired me, and it's when he finally finds the photographer guy. Spoiler alert, he finds the photographer guy. And the photographer is shooting a picture in these mountains of the ghost cat, or the snow leopard. And he's been sitting there forever, and he finally sees the snow leopard, okay? And he looks through the lens, and he tells Walter to look through the lens too. And he doesn't actually take the picture. And he's been waiting for so long. And he's like, aren't you going to take the picture? And he's like, when there's a moment like this, that like, and he's like, and I mean me personally, when it really hits me, I don't want the camera to get in the way. That inspired me. That inspired me when I travel to not let that happen. Okay? Just from a movie. But sometimes you find inspiration in those things. You really have to open your eyes, and not just your eyes, but your mind as well. Because you can see it and not realize that it's there. Let those things around you motivate you and soak in. Now, another thing, the obvious, other artists. I let other artists inspire me. You see, I've got this art up here. The reason I have this up here, and the reason I have it over on this wall as well, and the reason I have these things is because they inspire me. They inspire me every day. I can look up and go, that's what I want to be like. And I can also look at them for reference and go, oh, that's how he did it. Okay? So, let other artists use. My Instagram is filled with other illustrators, with people who do calligraphy, with people who create, with people who carve. And the reason why is because I want to be motivated as I go through my newsfeed. It's so easy to go through newsfeeds these days and just be discouraged, to be angry at the world, to be frustrated, to be sad, and maybe that motivates you. But I like to look at people who are better than me that I can learn from. Okay, look for that. Now, it's double-sided because sometimes when you look at those people who are better than you, you're discouraged because you're like, oh, I'll never be able to do that. But remember, they've been doing this for a while. It's not something that they just started. Like, even as I was going through this thing last night about goals and plans for becoming an illustrator, he was like, the first year, you need to just focus on the basics. And I was like, I wanted to make a book by the end of the first year. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. But I realized these people have been doing this for a long time. Like, they've been practicing and learning. And so realize that as you're following these people. Let whatever it is that you do every day be filled and saturated with people who inspire you. Now, with all of that, I want to give you guys some goals and plans that I have in my life, some personal things. This helps me to be accountable with you guys so that you guys are also seeing that these are things that I want to do. One of them is I want to be an illustrator. I really do. I love it. I love sketching. I love drawing. I love doing watercolors. I'm really enjoying doing this digital stuff. Now, I don't know exactly what that looks like or how yet. Another goal is to create a watercolor book for multiple ages with these cute little animals in it that teaches it but also has a storyline. Again, that's another goal. And then also to continue with the leather products that I have and continually make more and make these bags. I bought 2 new pieces of awesome leather that I want to be able to make iPad covers or art bags or whatever it is. So those are the concrete goals. There's other goals that I always try to keep. One of those is always inspire others. I want what I do to inspire other people. I want you guys to want to do stuff. When you have those parts where you're afraid to do something new, I hope that I inspire you to push past that and to actually try. To see that I've done it and you can also do it. And then, I always hope that I can use the gifts that God has given me to reach others. To actually push people to become better. And I hope that I use those gifts. That is a goal of mine, to constantly use the gifts that God has given me, not for myself selfishly, but to help others. So, there it is. I hope this, I know this one was a little bit longer, but I hope it was really inspirational for you guys. I hope it motivated you. I didn't get any questions from people, so I guess you didn't have any. If you have any, more than welcome to put them in the comments. Hit the subscribe button somewhere. I don't have any of those cool things that pops up, so wherever the subscribe button is, down here probably, hit that thing. Share this, let other people know, and I will see you guys another time. Yeah, that's it. Okay.